Welcome to MassIVE.quant. This video will talk about how to run MSstats Workflow in MassIVE.quant, especially using the quantification already published in the MassIVE.quant. So this part is a general workflow how we can use the dataset in MassIVE. So MassIVE, there are many public datasets. So let's think about only one dataset, one public dataset. Definitely this dataset should include the raw file, and then they probably have an intermediate file for identification, quantification, and statistical analysis. Or from the raw file, we can reanalyze identification or quantification and so on. In this video, we are going to talk about the case that we want to use the published quantification data. So this quantification data probably already involved in the data set from the original submission, or another researcher already reanalyzed any upper level data set and then they published their quantifications or statistical analysis. So the quantification can be available in the data set or in another reanalysis. For any case, we want to use this quantification file for statistical analysis, especially using the MSstats workflow. This MSstats workflow is already in the MassIVE.quant, so you don't need to upload any new file. We can just bring the file from dataset or reanalysis and then just go to the MSstats workflow and then we can get the result. So in this video, we are going to talk about how to import the quantification data from dataset or another reanalysis, and then use MSstats workflow in MassIVE.quant for statistical analysis. And next video, we are going to talk about how to submit the result of the MSstats workflow as another reanalysis in the same dataset. Before you start to running MSstats workflow for this case, you don't need to prepare any dataset or files. However, you have to know the MassIVE ID number. Here we have a submit data section, and then click the submit your data. You will move to the workflow info format. So here at the workflow selections, click the MSstats 1.3 and then type the title. I typed my title here. It should be at least 30 characters. So here's the same as before. This is the workflow selections. And then here's the file input. So this is the different part when you use the published quantification data. If you have a new quantification data, you have to select what is your files. However, if you want to reanalyze the published data set, you have to choose from this button. So click this plus button, means that I will select the input file from MassIVE dataset. And then here I will search the MassIVE ID and just type the last 5. The data set, what I want. So here's the IPRG, this is the title. And then here you can select, means you will select the file from original submission by the owner. But original data set, we don't have the quantification data. So I want to select the quantification data from one of the reanalysis under this data set. So I will click the reanalysis button. Then it will show the all reanalysis under this data set. And then I know which reanalysis I want to use. So here, this is the what I want to use. So this reanalysis, I want to use the published data, quantification data from this reanalysis. So I will select the select. Then it will go to this reanalysis space. So this reanalysis space, they have 10 files. So you have to select which file we want to use it. So for example, here annotation or XML and log file, PDF, and so on. So I want to use this one for annotation. So it's already annotation selected. Let's click what else. So you can click the feature. This one it should be the feature, or this one should be the protein or contrast metrics, which are the required for MSstats Workflow. So you can select one of this. So it should be annotation file. So click add, and then I'm looking for the quantification. Let's move on to the next page. Okay, here we go. So evidence.txt, it should be feature data. So I click the change this one to feature and click add. And then protein group, this one should be the proteins. So protein and click add. And then I select all three and then close it. And then now you can see all three files are selected. And after that is exactly same as our previous video. So you should select the MassIVE.quant and then it should be the label free. And the next step is also same. You can select the comparison. Which comparison are you interested in? So here as a default, I just want to look at the all pairwise comparison. Click all versus all, and then I will use all default option, and then I will click the submit. Then it show this is running, and then it will take 1 or 2 hours. And then when job is done, you will get a notification email from MassIVE, and then you can come back and then we can check. Now this job is done. So here you can see the status show the done. Every line should be the green. And then here you can see the which file they use. So here's annotation and protein and the feature level. So if this job is done, all the results save automatically in your MassIVE account, and then we can call this one in the submission step. So let's move on to the next video. Next video, we are going to show how to submit this test and quantification result as a reanalysis.